time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, apply myself, I felt it in.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. We have a great episode for y'all today, a quick episode too, so make sure if you know somebody, get them on ASAP so they won't miss this episode. But I got two of my bros with me. I got the one and only Next Level Tomo and my man Carl. How y'all doing?
Man, come on, man. It's a holiday, man, but a little sleepy. But I want to say, fellas, before we do this, can we just like have a moment of silence for all the soldiers out there? You know, it is Memorial Day. You know, those are the first heroes of America. So, like, yeah, let me do the correct thing. I ain't got no cut, but quick moment, like 5 seconds. We can do that real quick for me, Joe.
Yes, sir.
All right. My time may be a little fast, but again, man, I just want to say thank you all for y'all service. So, yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. Carl?
What's up, y'all? I'm doing good. Same holiday, Monday. Good to be off. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I'm just ready. I'm excited. I'm excited for the show. I'm excited for the game tonight. Let's go.
Yes, sir. And great words, Tomo and Carl. I know you say you off, but we're gonna get put to work today. All right, that's all I gotta say.
Hey,
but let's go.
Come on, hey, find him. Find him.
All right. So look, before we get started though, y'all, make sure y'all like this video. Matter of fact, we are streaming this on 3 different platforms: YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So like the video on all 3 platforms, share the video on all 3 platforms. Also follow and subscribe in all 3 platforms. Use that comment section. We can see all the comments y'all will be putting out throughout the show. Shout out to Big Cardo. Shout out to J-Mo that's on early. We appreciate y'all. Y'all fuel the show. The comments fuel the show. Trust me. All right. So make sure y'all continue to use our comment section. And Tomo, talk about those IG chats we have going on.
Look, man, so for all the fellas that's in the IG chat, if I do get fined, can y'all help me pay this fine? I'm going to start to GoFundMe right now. But again, these chats are on Instagram, and you can find us at Refuse to Lose Sports. That's Refuse, the number 2 Lose Sports. And again, with these chats, we provide the latest news, updates, hot topics. Man, we even provide some video content, and we go into heavy debates about it. Like, we like to see your perspective. So don't think of these chats as just like, you getting updates, but also think of it like you're joining a family, a community. Think about it as a cookout. It's one big cookout, man. And we all cousins or brothers at the end of the day. And the chats that we got to provide, we got NBA/WNBA, you got NFL, we got Major League Baseball. And again, like I said, shout out to Baseball with Teddy. I know Joe gonna get a shout out, but again, shout out to Baseball with Teddy. We got college football, we got college basketball, both men's and women's. And we have a boxing chat as well, mixed in with a little UFC. And I told you, for my wrestling fans, you can come in there, you want to talk wrestling, hey, you may find a friend. We don't discriminate when you join the chats. So again, you can hit us up in the DMs and say what chat you want to be a part of. If you want to be a part of all, you can say all. If you just want one specific chat, we'll add you to that as well. But we encourage you to participate. And again, like, subscribe on all platforms, YouTube, Facebook, and everything. And again, YouTube TV. I say YouTube TV. Man, y'all can tell where I was at yesterday. Cookouts, man. Instagram, Refuse to Lose Sports. Refuse the number 2 Lose Sports.
Let's get it. And Carl, can you quickly, I know you mentioned before on the show, but quickly for those who haven't heard you, talk about your experience in the chat this far.
Oh, man, it's lovely. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get your debates. You're going to get your trolls. You're going to get a mixture of everything. You know, you just got to be prepared. You got to know what you're talking about. Because if you don't, somebody going to quickly let you know. Somebody might be me, could be Tomo, could be Joe. And then we're going to be on you for for a good 20, 30 minutes. Yeah, Tomo didn't say it this time. He knew that fine coming. But you know what I'm saying? You really gotta know. You gotta know what you're talking about. You can't just come out there and blurt out anything and think you're gonna get away with it, because it's not gonna work like that. But they can be entertaining. They can get you through your day at work. They can get you through your day if you off work. If you know what I'm saying? If you just like debating sports and you can keep it sports related, these are the chats for you.
Yeah, and Carl will be that first one to say something. All right, and also, like Tomo said, shout out to BWT Teddy Baseball with Teddy. If you love the MLB sport, the baseball sport, all content from baseball to Refuse to Lose goes through BWT. All right, so shout out to Teddy. Another episode will be dropping soon. Check out the episodes from last week, and his show is actually going. So shout out to him once again. And last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show.
Hey, Joe, before we do this, I know because Dave not here, and we know Dave, he may be somewhere crying, right? But Dave, remember, at the end of the day, when we hit this button, you can still be okay.
Turn me up, 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 up.
Maybe that's why he's been losing. I shouldn't have played it.
Keep playing, man. Keep playing that thing. All right, hey Dave. I know you said you got something in the cart for me. Maybe you got to delete that after tonight. All right, so we'll pull it up. Hey, Dave will be back Thursday. All right, Thursday. So y'all see him, and he'll be fresh with a dog house. I know Thursday is Dave's dog house. Prepare to see a dog pound, like Tomo said, though. But let's keep the show going. All right, so our first topic, we got to talk about Game 6. That was a crazy ending. Probably as dramatic as the Kawhi game-winning shot. All right, but only thing is Kawhi game-winning shot was a Game 7. So let's talk about that. A lot happened, but we're gonna focus on Miami for this one. All right. So who like Jimmy Butler in particular? Carl, we're gonna kick you off with this one. Jimmy Butler is your guy.
Of course.
All right. What percentage of the blame would you give Jimmy Butler for that loss?
Before the last 4 minutes of the game, I was prepared to give him 100% of the blame.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to give him 80 to 85% of the blame. He gets the large majority of this. He gets no pass from me at all.
Mm-hmm.
The last 4 minutes was phenomenal. But that don't excuse the other 44 minutes in the game, where in the third quarter you go scoreless. You were being more aggressive, but you still went scoreless. You shot terrible from the field the first half. First half, it was like you was getting to the cup, if the pump fakes weren't working, now you're looking to pass the ball, but you never adjusted. You never tried nothing new. You never went just go straight up, try to draw a foul. It's just like you were stuck in your ways. And then the last 4 minutes, you got the one foul call, made the free throws, and it seemed like it energized you. But if we needed that earlier, we needed it so much. Sorry, I'm not a Heat fan, but I'm a Jimmy Butler fan. You know what? I'll be Dave today as a China Heat fan. We needed it earlier. We needed it in the first half, and you didn't give us it. It was Caleb Martin through the first half that was keeping us going. And then in the fourth quarter, to start the fourth quarter, it was Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson hits a crazy deep three off late in the shot clock. Mm-hmm. Had some timely buckets. Gabe Vincent had a couple buckets, I think, in the third. But majority of the blame goes to you, Jimmy. I'm sorry. I know your second best player of the team wasn't there either, Bam Adebayo, but nobody looks to Bam Adebayo to lead this team to victory like they look at you. I know I've been talking about superstar status for you for a while now. The what I want to say, the NBA community started to come over to the fact of you being an all-star. So now that, not all-star superstar, but now that you do this, it's like, hold on, maybe we got to pull that back. Maybe this is the reason why we didn't want to call you a superstar. It's like you proving everybody right on why they didn't want to call you that. So in all, to summarize, he deserves a lion's share, 80 to 85% of the blame. I was going to do the Josh Allen thing and do 60, but I thought about it. I was like, nah, you deserve way more than that.
Mm-hmm. Tomo?
I was waiting for you to say 60. I was waiting. You know I had it. You know, my man J-Mo came, man, he made me go watch a movie, man. I was about to say 60-40. But no, I'm glad you said 80, because to me, I was going 89.9%. And of course, you want to say 100, but that last 4 minutes, he showed up. shooting 5 for 21 from the field. You're like, Jimmy, come on, man. Me, myself, I jumped on the bandwagon. I said, bro, you was one of the best players in the playoffs. I was giving you all this credit, saying, look, man, without you, the Miami Heat wouldn't be here, which is also true. But in the big moment, you turn back into the not even Hemi Butler. It was like, where is Butler? Or would you say, Joe? Alfred the Butler. But he was more dependable, because he was always there. If you watch the new Bel Air, he's still there. But Jimmy, where? Shooting like 28 points per in the playoffs. You were like, man, Jimmy's still doing this thing. But also that last free throw, those threes, that wasn't a three. He should have been shooting two. Carl, you said it in the chat. Also, Joe, I want to give you your props, man. You called me out, man. You brought me to the carpet. You was like, nah, Tomo, you said you was giving Spo all this credit. He was the greatest coach. And then you was like, Jimmy Butler, he was playing better than Joker. But to me, if Joker was in that moment, there would not be a game 7. And you see what the Nuggets are right now. They've been off for like 10 days. They waiting for somebody to show up. When you got a team that's down 3-0 and you doing all of this, maybe you should have took a time out and actually looked at everybody around you and said, look, bro, one game, make it happen. And Bam should have been able to box out.
Yeah. Yeah, man. All right, y'all. So look, I'm going to give Jimmy Butler 99.9% of the blame. 99.9. Because a lot of reasons. Number one, like J-Mo, shout out to J-Mo. J-Mo said that he like a superstar is when you expect a superstar performance and then they perform, basically, right? And that was my expectations coming to game 6. All right. Like he came out game 5 and they lost, and he said, we're gonna drink beer and wine. We're good. We got all the momentum. And then he came out game 6.
The cap.
I mean, after game 5 they lost, he came out and said that basically, like, we're gonna go and we're gonna win. That's what he said. So every Celtics fan I talked to, I know I live in Boston area, right? I told him, I was like, expect him to go for 40. That's why I telling everybody, because that's Jimmy Butler I know. Like, whenever they back against the wall, he comes out and put them on his back. So listen to this, y'all. This is why I give him 99.9%. The Celtics, right? The Celtics shot 7 from 35 from 3, which is 20%. Only Smart and Derek White made it 3 yesterday. That's it. The Heat, Miami Heat shot 14 from 30, which is 46%. Check Miami. Turnovers, Celtics 12 turnovers, Miami 5. Check Miami. Offensive rebounds, Celtics 12, Miami 17. Check Miami. Caleb Martin gave you 21 points, 53% from the field. Duncan Robinson gave you 13 points, 45% from the field. Vincent shot 50% from 3. Strus shot 40% from 3. Kyle Lowry shot 50% from the field. What else you ask for?
Just not to mention Caleb Martin was your leading rebounder. Damn, my bad, yo.
15 rebounds. Exactly right? And look, what happened was Bam shot 25%, which is worse on his team. Oh, my bad. He wasn't worse. It was actually Jimmy Butler, right? Jimmy Butler was 2, like Carl mentioned, in the first 3 quarters for real. He was 2 for 16 from the field, right? He finished 5 for 21, which is 23%. On a do or die game for real. You better go back home. Go back to Boston. He was 0 for 8 from the field when Derek White was guarding him. He didn't score on Derek White. And Derek White had 2 amazing plays. One play was a block, and one play on that transition. On the transition, he just went straight up on Butler, and he went out of bounds on Butler. Right? He shot in the 4th quarter. Everybody keep hyping in the 4th quarter. All right. This is what happened in the 4th quarter. He did make that 3 in the corner. I give him that. He did get a putback. That wasn't a big. That was a good bucket, I guess, because it was, I don't know. Right? He got a putback, and he got an and 1 layup on Al Horford. But he shot 10 free throws. And those 10 free throws, 8 of them was on Robert Williams and Al Horford, basically finding a mismatch. But when he was getting guarded by Tatum and them, he was getting strapped the whole game, and he wasn't double teaming the whole game either. He thought it was Joe Budden with the pump. But anyways, right? And also defensively, he played terrible. When he guarded Tatum, Jaylen Brown, or Marcus Smart, they shot 75% from the field combined. So he was terrible defensively. So because of that, I gotta give Jimmy Butler 99% because they lost by 1 point after that terrible. If he would have played okay, they would have won. Because how we killed James Harden, how James Harden just played okay and y'all win. That's how they got Jimmy Butler in this game. If he just play okay, they win this game.
Can I address the James Harden thing real quick? So a lot of people, will include myself, kill James Harden because what he did down the stretch, especially Game 6. He started jacking Game 6, didn't even get Joel Embiid a touch. It was to the point where he was falling down and he still tried to shoot the ball. It's like it was plays like that where people would go and blame Harden because of what he was doing in the clutch. And then like it was one play he had where Joel Embiid, the game wasn't even over, but you can tell by Joel Embiid body language the game was over. Like he's shrugging his shoulders, going down the court because James Harden just jacking the game off. Like he's just jacking it. Like, what are you doing? We have a chance to win here to close them out, and you just doing anything. Now, the reason, again, I get you. Defensively, you're right. Jimmy Butler was terrible. You're absolutely correct. And the reason why I want to stick to like 85% with that last 4 minutes, because nobody's hyping up the fourth quarter, because even the fourth quarter, it didn't get going until the last 4 minutes. But I know when I was watching the game with the last 4 minutes, and I think they called a timeout, I was like, man, why y'all call a timeout? This game is over. Y'all look dejected. Y'all not going to come back. Like, just let it go. I mean, y'all got one more game, but just let it go. And then, boom, he realized, okay, I did put my money where my mouth isn't right now. I have to step up, and I have to lead us to victory. And he did that. He scored, the last 13 or 14, the last 15 or 16. So, he, like I said, he doesn't get a pass. But as much as I want to give him 90+% of the blame, I can't because of the way he ended that game. It was admirable, in my opinion, the way he ended the game. And you want to talk about a putback lost Miami the game. So if you kind of want to go, hey, he got a putback, well, then you got to go, hey, well, a putback lost him the game.
Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
I want to say that, but now I see why Joe's saying it, because if you're going off of expectations of what Jimmy has set, like throughout the playoffs, and also Joe, you said this too about how the Heat were riding off of that Bucks gas station run. You know, they stopped at the Bucks that gas station, they got filled up, and they've been running on it ever since. And that 3-0 lead, I think they was on a quarter tank of gas, and now they almost on E. They got like 30 miles left. I think that gas station sign about to show up, man, when they pull up to Boston. But Jimmy, at the end of the day, Jimmy plays defense, right? I mean, he's known for doing that. And after he made those free throws, what's the first thing they showed on the sideline? He was like, one stop. We just need one stop. So that lets you know where he was locked in mentally, and his team has been locked in mentally throughout this whole playoff run. So for them to have that lapse right there on that play, because I knew, everybody in the bar knew that if Marcus Smart's get this ball, he's going to shoot it. He's not passing the ball. As soon as it went up, you seen 3 Heat around him, and you look down and you're like, nah, that's not about to happen. And Derek White, you're like, but you got Bam. Maybe if Jimmy like clips somebody up, maybe you never know what happens in that moment. So that's why the 89 to 90%, you gotta go there. I'm not going 99, but I see why Joe says it because of his expectations on Jimmy.
No. Real quick, no.
I was gonna say, my bad.
Go.
I was gonna say, yeah, I feel y'all with the whole superstar expectation and all that, because that's why to me he gets no pass. But go ahead, Joe.
So like James, like you right about James Harden. I'm not comparing them Imano. I'm talking about how the same with me was James Harden just don't play terrible, and they'll win. And I felt like if Butler didn't play bad, if he just played okay, if he would have shot 25% from the field versus 23, they would have won this game. That's what I'm saying, because they lost by 1 point. And also, right, you know you remind me of, shout out to Fox Sports 1. He's trying to skip Bayless. All right. You know why?
I gotta leave.
No, let me tell you why. You said his end of the game fourth quarter heroics was admirable. Sound like a cowboy to me.
Hey, hold on.
Sorry, Tomo, but it sounded like a Dak Prescott-esque. Like terrible the whole game. But in the fourth quarter, they trying to throw him back in the game. It's like my quarterback they wheeled him back. That's what Jimmy Butler did, basically. And they lost. So if you didn't play bad those first 3 quarters, Jimmy Butler, they wouldn't have been as like literally. You look at the numbers, they should have lost that game. They should have lost, but Jimmy Butler played so bad that Boston had to lead the whole game.
Hey, Tomo, I got you, bro. See, the difference between being Skip is Skip will find anybody else to blame but Dak. I'm blaming Jimmy Butler. I'm not blaming everybody else.
No. When you use the word admirable, that's what you said.
Yeah, it was. It was not admirable that what he did, but I'm still giving him blame. Like you still gonna hold the blame for this, but I'm going to acknowledge what you did. But I'm not going to shift the blame to somebody else just because you did that. You still get the blame for it.
And Carl, I appreciate the help, but that do sound like me, bro. I'm like, no, but Dak had to bring us back. Nah, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you.
My bad for calling you him. I'm not trying to call you him exactly. You know, it was just that moment I thought about.
It was Skip-esque.
It's just like I'm not going to give you all the way credit for getting yourself out of a hole you dug yourself into, but I will acknowledge what you did.
Yeah. So, all right. So to our last topic, Game 7 is here. Game 7 is here. Now at the end of the show, we're gonna get our picks, whatever. But right here, we want to talk about who needs this win more. Like obviously, they both need the win because whoever loses goes home. But for your reputation, all that stuff, or franchise, who needs this win more? Miami Heat or Boston? Tomo, you kick us off.
We all know who needs this game more, and it's Boston. And if anyone else says anything different, I'm here to listen because and if there's anyone on this panel that don't agree with me, I'm willing to listen in the chat and in the comments on YouTube because you got to think about it like this. Boston and the Bucks and maybe the 76ers were all talked about to either represent the East in the finals this year. Bucks fell short, 76ers fell short, and now you have the Celtics who are here. Of course, they were down 0-3, and everyone was still – think about this. They were down 0-3 and still favored in every game to be like, maybe they can come back. And now look at it that they've come back. And most people, even the topics weren't even more so – the topics weren't more so about Miami winning those games at times. More people were saying, can Boston be the team to come back from 0-3? And everyone had reasons for that. You think about the two stars they got there. They've always been trying to break up Tatum and Brown, right? They've always been talking about it. They say, is Tatum worthy of an extension? I mean, is Brown worthy of an extension? Is Tatum the superstar that we all think he can be? The inconsistencies within the team. Is Joe Mazzulla actually the right coach for this team? So there's a lot of questions going into just this game 7. Now, if Boston loses this game, we already know Brown is out of here. You may be looking at a whole new Boston team after this because they're gonna have to revamp some things. This is like what they've been in the Eastern Conference Finals with 5 out of the last 7 years. I think that's a stat. Where do you go from here? You were in the finals last year. You had a coaching situation, but Joe Mazzulla is kind of earning his chops now because to be down 0-3 and everyone's saying you going up against one of the best coaches in the league. To me, I would say he was the best. And come back and pull this off, all the stakes are on you.
Yeah, Tomo. Wow, that was a good angle you took. But I agree with you. All right. I think for franchise reasons, Boston needs this more. If Miami loses this game, then they coming back with Jimmy Butler. They coming back with Brown. They coming back with Gabe Vincent most likely. They coming back with their core guys, and they just going to get better around with their core guys. People like Kyle Lowry might be gone, stuff like that. If Boston loses this game, like you said, this is like their 7th year or 6th year together, something like that. They've been on a run for years, and they can't get over the hump. That means they will have regressed from last year. Last year, they made it to the NBA Finals. And you go down 0-3 to the same team that you beat last year, and you lose after coming back, building all this hype for the fan base. I think if they lose, Jaylen Brown's gone. He's out of here. Because he wants to be the number 1 guy, obviously. But if they're not going to win, why stay? And they will be open, most likely, to get rid of Marcus Smart, too, to replace him. Basically, the only person that's probably untouchable for this team is Jason Tatum, and that's it. So I think for franchise reasons, it's the Celtics. But for media reasons, it's the Heat. He got to win. I mean, we talking about something that never been done in NBA history. You down 0-3. When you up 3-0, all that showboating. I know Boston started it, but I got it on my phone. The timeout. We all know about that timeout, right? All this showboating, all these guaranteed wins. Eric Spoelstra came out and said they're going to win game 7. Now he rubbed off the Jimmy Butler train. So we talking about a coach who's recognized as the best coach, who got hyped up for beating Budenholzer and Thayers because they won Coach of the Year and he's never won Coach of the Year. And you lose a 3-0 lead to a rookie head coach, that's going to hurt Eric Spoelstra. And Jimmy Butler, we've been trying to make you a superstar, but every series he's regressed. Like you said, Tom, he's living off that Bucks hype because that New York Knicks run, he wasn't great. He was okay. And then this series, he's not great. He's okay. So they lose. Jimmy Butler going to go right back to his average corner that everybody put him at and not as a superstar. So for media reasons and how you look, Heat needs it more, but for franchise reasons, Boston needs it more.
Carl, before you go, I want to throw one thing in there because I want to spice this up. So if they lose, right, can we now say him and Julius Randle need to just link up?
Oh,
Bro,
man.
get out of here. Nope, get out of here. Get out of here. Nope. One of them's consistent, all right, consistently bad.
So I just got to spice it up a little bit. Go ahead, man.
All right, so I didn't even look at it from the angle that y'all took. That's actually a really good angle to look at it. But I'm going to still go with my answer. I think it's Miami. Everybody want to be a part of history, but you don't want to be on the right side. I mean, you don't want to be on this side of history. You don't want to be the only team to give up a 3-0 lead, especially like you said, Joe, the timeout, even though the timeout was started by Al Horford, but still you did it up 3-0. Some would call that front running. You did it. You guaranteed wins multiple times and lost. And you were the reason for those losses.
Bruh.
Yeah, I just thought, to be honest, I thought we would all agree. I mean, I see the angles y'all went with, and now I see why we didn't agree. But you're up 3-0. You just need one game. One game. And you can't deliver. You can't deliver me one. You already delivered me 3. You can't give me one more. You don't want to be on this side of history. It's going, especially by yourself. Because it's probably going to be a long time before somebody join you. And by a long time, I don't think you might be allowed to see the team that join you on this side of history. So I think for sure Miami needs to win this game. All the pressure is on Miami. None of the pressure is on Boston because, in the beginning of the series, you were supposed to win. You weren't supposed to be in the game 7, the beginning of the series, the way that some people were talking. The beginning of the series, the way some people were talking, Boston was supposed to mow through these guys and get to the finals. Maybe 5, maybe 6 games, but Boston was supposed to win it. Even Tomo, you brought up favorites. Game 1, Boston was like 8.5, 9.5 point favorites. Game 2, Boston was like 8.5 favorites. Game 3 in Miami, Boston was like 4.5 point favorites. It took to game 4 when they lost the first 3 games for Miami to be favorites, and they were only favored by like 1.5 or 2 points. Game 4,
which is not really favorite because in Miami, you're right, yeah.
In Miami, game 4, there was only 2-point favorites after winning 3 straight. So that was kind of like the books even being reluctant to give Miami the favorites because for real, that's still a toss-up. 1 or 2 points was 1 or 2 points. You could go money line with that and still get close to the same odds. So I don't think that Boston was ever underdogs until that 3-0, and even then it was kind of reluctant. Even remember Dave brought up the stat that there was only 20%. I mean, Miami still only had like a 28% chance to win the series up 3-0. So the media never really believed that Boston would lose. But as it went on, you know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, yes, Boston comeback, great, 3-0, but it's been done before. 2 teams have done this before? I think Dallas, 3. Yeah, Dallas is 1. So you can hang your hat on this. Now, to the point of them breaking up the franchise, I don't know. Because if you're Boston, you got a couple excuses you can use to keep the team together. Malcolm Brogdon, elbow. Y'all can tell the differences between games 1 and 2 and the other games where you try to play through it. It didn't look the same. You got rookie head coach off of a crazy, unexpected incident in the offseason with Ime Udoka. You didn't expect for Ime Udoka to get fired. Nobody expected him to have a scandal and promote Joe Mazzulla and Joe Mazzulla to be who he is. You didn't expect that. So you can use those 2 pieces as an excuse of, hey, why not just run it back? Jaylen Brown isn't a free agent next year. I think he's a free agent the year after next, correct?
Yeah,
so you can use that. Yeah, so you can use that as a way to entice him. Hey, give it one more run. You know what I'm saying? Now we got Mazzulla. He got a year of experience under his belt. Malcolm Brogdon should be 100% at the start of the season. Derek White showed promises. He's the second team all defense. He can, when he's aggressive, he can score. Marcus Smart, maybe you can move on from Marcus Smart. I wouldn't. Marcus Smart is more like the glue guy of this team. I wouldn't move him if I was Boston. But you can, you know what I'm saying? You can get a guy in free agency, the facilitator that everybody thinks Boston needs. And I agree. I think they do need more of a facilitator. Or maybe you can even talk to Marcus Smart. Hey, Marcus Smart, we don't need you to score as much. We just need you to facilitate. Because I mean, I know it's college, but Marcus Smart can do it. He's shown he can do it. You just got to sit him down and let him know, like, hey, look, this is your role with us. All in all, I think so. Again, to summarize, I think it's Miami. If you blow this 3-0, Jimmy Butler, superstardom, blows up with it. Eric Spoelstra, being the best coach in the league, which I never agree with that, blows up with it. You become on the wrong side of history. And then Miami doesn't get taken serious anymore. Y'all talk about bringing their core guys back. They're not going to take them serious. All they're going to say is, oh, they're just good enough to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. But no matter what, they're not going to win it anyway. So why should we care that they're bringing their core back?
That's true.
See, that's true. But however, those guys are undrafted. When you think about like the Boston franchise, of course, you don't want to get rid of Brown, but also look at the history of when people do that 1 year wait out.
Yep.
Anthony Davis.
Yep.
Who else was it? It was someone else. Anthony Davis. You try to do it with LeBron. You try to do it with Kyrie. Like, just think of these names who don't come back, and you end up with nothing. So why not? So why not look at this series and be like, okay, well, Brown, you were kind of teetering those first 3 games when we really needed you. And if you're going to be a counterpart on this team and other people will want you for their franchise, why not upgrade at a position when you can? You want to sell while you're still high. With Marcus Smart, I agree with you on that one too, because he can facilitate. Like he is one of those players that can be programmable, as one coach would say. You just sit him down like, all right, look, I need this from you. If you can do that or we need that in the game, give us that. But we don't need that all game. We need you to facilitate. Brogdon was a great piece. But also with Joe Mazzulla, what's his real coaching style? Because right now, I think he's just coaching off of Ime's formula. Like, what is his true coaching style?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like I agree with you coming from both sides. Like I said, I agree with both sides. Like now Marcus Smart, if you want to play point guard, you might lead the playoffs in turnovers like last year. Last year, don't forget, he played point guard. He was a facilitator, and that got them a bunch of turnovers. And like James was saying in the comments, Tatum has been running the show. If you watch the Celtics this series, these last 3 games they won, Tatum has been a primary ball handler. And like the way they play, they don't really have a set point guard, So it's kind of like they try to run the floor, get the ball up quick, attack, and kick out for a 3. But when it comes to Jaylen Brown's situation, like Tomo said, I'm 100% agreeing with you. Unless you are KD, unless you are LeBron James or something like that, or Giannis, they're going to trade you before the trade deadline because they want to get something back for you. Now, those guys like KD and them, they're willing to take that risk because they're such a great player. You don't quickly trade those type of players like that, So, but if they don't trade Jaylen Brown, they lose this game. He's going to like. We're not talking about the best guy on the team. This is the second best guy on the team. So most likely, it's a higher chance that he wants to lead because he wants to be the guy. So if they don't win, I think he's out. He's going to be gone, and they most likely would do it in the off season, so they won't have to deal with that within a season trade and building chemistry and all that extra stuff. So that's why they like for they franchise Boston, but to be a laughing stock is Miami.
Can I bring up? I just want to bring up something real quick. You brought up AD. When you say AD, what do you mean? When he was on the Pelicans?
Yeah,
they traded him. They got
the
pieces
back.
No, he's saying on his last year of his contract, he got traded.
Yeah, but this is the thing I'm saying with Jaylen Brown, right? As a franchise, you can sit with Jaylen Brown and say, look, you got 1 more year back. Let's run it back. And you can even talk to him like, look, if we don't win it, hold on, let me get this off. If we don't win it, we'll sign and trade you anywhere you want to go. You could do like a little handshake deal like that. We'll sign and trade you wherever you want to go. Let's just run it back 1 more time. Let's see if we can get it done. If we don't get it done, we'll sign and trade you anywhere.
But okay. First of all, that's a handshake deal, number 1. And number 2, what a lot of teams probably don't even take that sign and trade because they know he's gonna be a free agent. You gotta think about that too. So it's like
that's true.
Yeah, I'm not about to give up nothing. Think about D-Hop. That's why nobody really traded for D-Hop. They're like, you gonna cut him. Why would I give you assets and I know you gonna cut him?
That's true. But I mean, Dallas and Kyrie had a handshake deal. I don't know how true it is, but
I mean, look how many times Kyrie gave somebody a handshake deal.
now that's what I said. I don't know how true it is because Kyrie ain't one.
They got no choice to give him a handshake deal. It's too late. That's why they tank. They doing everything they could to keep Kyrie. That's why they tanking everything.
Yeah, that's a valid point of teams saying we know you're gonna let him go anyway, so we're not gonna sign and trade nothing. But I don't know. I would try if I'm Boston coming from a franchise standpoint. I would try to see what I can do and what I can't do because I don't think this core is the issue. Yeah, because both of them have had their turns of playing bad late in the game. Tatum had a disappearing act. Game 6, he had 8 points the second half after scoring 25 in the first. Jaylen Brown has had his disappearing acts most of this dang series. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He started off hot in game 6. What he had, 11, 12 in the first quarter, 10, something like that.
5 early.
Yeah, and finished with what? I think he finished with 26, but
yeah, he had a good game, but he turned the ball over a lot though.
Yeah, the second and third quarter, I think he was non-existent.
So now, Carl, going off of that, I know we about to move on, but Carl, going off of your premise with the handshake deal, I think it needs to be like a roundtable discussion because to me, like I said, the Joe Mazzulla coaching style, like we really don't know his coaching style. I think this core would be okay if Ime was still there because he built something with him, like him and Brad. I think running off of Brad Stevens and then going right into Ime, this core found their purpose. So I want to say that's not really the word I'm looking for, but they found what they found their identity. That's what it was. They found their identity, and then the Ime situation happened, and then you even have reports come out to say they was still like they ain't like the way the franchise handled that.
Yeah, how look at Mazzulla's coaching style offensively? He wants to push the ball, all right, get the ball up quick, and he wants to attack. So they try to score out on fast break, but it's a lot of driving kick, kind of like Ime Udoka. And defensively, they do a lot of, and also they want to attack and crash the boards basically, and get the offensive rebound, get those second chance points. And then defensively, they do a lot of switching. But it's like certain guys, like you watch that game. It was a multiple time when Gabe hit like 2 3s, Duncan Robinson hit a 3, Caleb hit a 3 off of miscommunication because they do a lot of switching, but not everybody is switching though. It's like certain guys are designated to not switch. Like if for some reason, which is disrespectful, y'all, they invite the switch on Al Horford and Robert Williams to Jimmy Butler. Which is crazy. Like they actually invite the switch. But if Duncan Robinson or Gabe Vincent is handling the ball around the pick, they ain't switching it. They fighting over the pick. So Jimmy got to shoot that 3 more, Carl. Got to shoot that 3 more.
I don't know about shooting the 3 more. It's you'll use your length with Jimmy because Jimmy's you'll use your length with Jimmy because Jimmy don't got the moves to where a big man need great footwork to stand in front of Jimmy. Jimmy's just gonna try to blow by you.
But also what Boston did is so smart. They put Marcus Smart on the shooter. So like they'll put Marcus Smart on Max Strus, right? They'll put Derek White on Jimmy Butler. So no, sorry. Derek White on Caleb Martin. They put Tatum on Jimmy Butler. They put Jaylen Brown, Gabe Vincent. So everybody on Boston has a height advantage. Except for Marcus Smart, which is on Strus, who's a shooter. He ain't no ball handler. So not having a height advantage on Strus is not a big deal if you're on ball guarding him. So that's one thing I learned they did to these last 3 games as far as matchups wise.
Hey man, as J-Mo would say, man, he need a biggie bag.
Yeah, he do. It's funny because one time he came out the court, you know how you walk out the court, right? He put it between his legs like this, like in and out between his legs, and just sitting there. I'm like, I want you to do that, like part of your moves. Nope. It was so funny.
He just try to blow by you, and if he can't blow by you, that's when he do the pump fake stuff. I mean, he has worked on the mid-range pull-up. I give him that. He does have a little mid-range pull-up. He has a little turn out the post, little turn fade out the post. But in terms of size ups and like you said, bag and trying to shift you and stuff, Jimmy not gonna do that.
And look, Jimmy, man, I got no problems with you. We just gotta hold you accountable, man. Hold you accountable. You talking a lot, so we gotta hold you accountable. And you got some fans to talk a lot to, so that's say you better than Joker.
So please help me shut everybody up.
Go back a few episodes. They said you was best in the playoffs. That's one.
I didn't say
that.
Hey,
come on now. He's trying to get both of. He's trying to get both of us.
I'm really talking about Dave. I keep forgetting you said that.
I was the one that convinced Dave. He was with Joker.
I tried to steer Dave out of that, and Tomo convinced him.
Yeah.
And I also tried to steer y'all out of Eric Spoelstra being the best coach, but y'all,
Hey,
Not
hey,
y'all.
hey.
Even, I
not
don't
y'all.
know
I'm
all
talking
that.
about Tomo and Dave.
Wait. You said Steve Kerr, right? I said if Eric Spoelstra takes this team to the finals and beats the Nuggets, you have to say he's the best coach.
But that wasn't the question. The question was the best coach at the time, and I still
All
said
right, it's
Steve
still
Kerr, even though
Spo.
he's out.
Hey, no, all right, that's the question. I'm going with Spo at that time. But when new facts are presented, my opinion is allowed to change.
All right, y'all. Let's wrap this up. So look, y'all, we are streaming this on 3 platforms. Like it on all 3 platforms: Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Also share it with somebody that y'all know so they can go back and rewatch this. Right, it was a great episode. Subscribe and follow on all 3 platforms. Appreciate y'all for using our comment section. Y'all been lit in the comments like always. We appreciate y'all. Bad boys, what you gonna do? Come on, Jimmy. Shout out to Jamie. That was funny. All right, bad boys. Oh, that's something else we're gonna run with in the NBA chat if they lose. All right, so appreciate y'all for using our comment section. Y'all always lit in the comments. And Tomo, talk about those IG chats we have going on.
Look, man, you already got a preview of what's gonna go down in the chat if things get ugly, man. Look, Carl, we've been playoff brothers, man, since the Super Bowl. But you see what happened when we go our divided ways, man. The Lakers got swept, and now Jimmy may be on the other side of history. Look, man, if you all want to join some of these playoff duos, man, you get to join with your rivals. It's only rare that you join up with your rival to go against another team. And again, to do all of this, hit us up on Instagram. That's at Refuse to Lose Sports. That's Refuse, the number 2 Lose Sports. We have the NBA/WNBA chat. We have NFL, Major League Baseball again. Shouts out to Baseball with Teddy. Oh, he a Yankees fan, so I could tip my hat. Baseball with Teddy. We got college football, college basketball, men's and women's. We have boxing. And again, we sprinkle it in with a little bit of UFC. And, you can add a teaspoon of wrestling if you're a wrestling fan. And with these chats, again, you get debates, the latest news and updates, transfer portals, trades. Hey, man, we may even know where Jaylen Brown going before Jaylen Brown decides where he wants to go. We may even know if Kyrie going back to LA. These are the type of updates you get, and we get everything early before ESPN, Bleacher Report, and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Joe?
Yeah, and also shout out to Tomo. Y'all make sure y'all go check out that boxing episode that was aired Saturday.
I'm glad you said
that. So that was a great week. You want to talk about that real quick, Tomo?
Yeah, man. These boxing episodes, man. I think we found our core panel, man. I don't want to say too much, but Ricky, Fast Camp, Tay came on, man. Shout out to you guys. Also, with that boxing episode, we predicted a lot of stuff that's starting to come into fruition. We talked about Ryan Garcia versus Rolly. I seen something. Tay dropped something in the chat saying, "Hey, this fight may happen." We talked about Lomachenko and Haney may do a rematch. Still waiting for that to come in concrete, man. But again, Refuse to Lose. We always call it the Whole Foods of sports shows because everything's organic. But we may need to say we could like do palm readings because we be talking about a lot of stuff first, and then everybody just grab on the bandwagon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe we gotta change the name to Refuse to Lose first. Right?
Man,
something like that. All right. Shout out to Teddy for BWT, Baseball with Teddy. Episode 3, at least 3 episodes dropping on a weekly basis. Make sure y'all check out the episodes from last week. The episode will be dropping soon. We'll keep you updated. Shout out to Teddy once again. All baseball content goes through BWT. All right, and last words. Well, before we do last words, we got a speed round. Okay, we got the speed round. So look, Game 7 is tonight, 8:30, y'all. Game 7 tonight. This is the last basketball game until Thursday, which is the NBA Finals. Basketball is wrapping up, man. I'm getting a little sad, but I'm happy for football. But Game 7, who wins tonight? I'm gonna kick this one up. Who wins tonight? Celtics at home or Miami, the visitor team? I'm going with the Celtics, and I think it's gonna be by blowout fashion. I think it's gonna be similar to Milwaukee versus Celtics Game 7 last year. So I got the Celtics win.
Man, they're gonna pack the car. It's time to pack the car, man. I'm going with the Celtics, man. It's been a long time coming, but records are made to be broken, and that's what's gonna happen tonight, man. Celtics gonna win it.
And too bad this ain't a record because this will be history, and we don't want to make it today, baby. Miami take Game 7. Jimmy Butler and the Heat back in the underdog position where they normally thrive in. I think they've been hearing all the noise about being oh, you guarantee this, you guarantee that, and you come up short all these times. I think it's time to deliver. So give me Heat Game 7. Give me I say a close one. The Heat pull it out.
Let's get it. And let's get some.
My bad. That's a fire extinguisher.
Oh, I thought that was one of your sound effects. That was legit. And
Put
look,
that fire out.
I know we don't do this a lot now, but last words, call on quickly. Commanders, man. I'm excited about the Commanders, Carl. I'm excited about the. Oh, by the way, we keeping the jersey. All right, Kevo. We're gonna pay for that. Dang,
I was
so
just about to say something like that.
Yeah, we're going. I know y'all were. You know, we keeping the jersey. It's not no throwback. All right. So, hail to the Commanders.
That's funny. You got a throwback, and it's only a year old.
I know. Less than a year. I bought this on October last year. Oh, something like that.
You sound like Ty with his Pacers jerseys. But shout out to the Cowboys.
That's the raffles right now.
Yeah, man, wham bam. But shout out to the Cowboys, man, and shout out to the Mystics. I just want to say shout out to the WNBA right quick. Just give them a quick shout out, man. Them games have been very entertaining, and we had a great debate. I mean, I wouldn't even say a debate. We had a healthy discussion on just why the NBA deserves more money, why the ladies in the NBA deserve more money, or how they can gain more revenue. Again, that's another thing you get with the chats. We just throw out ideas, and we actually everything's not a debate. Sometimes it's just a healthy conversation. And again, shout out to Fast Camp, Ricky, Tay for doing the boxing episode. One more thing, I want to say shout out to you, Joe, too, man. Again, you always got to give your flowers, man. Got to give you your flowers because you started all of this, and every day we see something new happening, like as far as the growth of the network. So again, shout out to you too.
That's good.
All right. First of all, as always, appreciate y'all for having me. You know what I'm saying? Like Tomo said, Joe started all this for we have a platform to give our sports opinions out there for people to see, listen, and everything of that nature. Shout out to my Tigers. If y'all can see it, I'm trying to get it to focus. Shout out to my boys. We one game away from 500. Hopefully we can pull it out. We do got to play the Rangers. The Rangers been playing good baseball lately, so it's gonna be a tough one. Hopefully we can get the W, win the series, shut a certain person in the chat up. You know what I'm saying? Like Joe said, football season around the corner.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if y'all can see it. I got on my Raven shorts.
Okay.
So, you know,
shorts.
So, you know, so I'm always representing somehow. You know, Lamar, 5 more flocking years. So,
hey. I like what you did there.
5 more flocking years with my boy. D-Hop is a free agent. I don't think we'll do it, but if we do, I won't be mad. Sign him to like maybe a 2-3 year because we only got Odell for 1. So if we don't re-up on Odell next year, we still got D-Hop in the cut. College, shout out to my MSU boys. I'm excited to see what the season brings. I don't know nothing about what the season will bring, but hopefully Mel Tucker got these boys in the woodshed just going to work.
Watch out for them baby turtles.
And look, y'all, last thing, there was an update I was gonna put in the chat. I never put it in the chat. The Eagles are favored to get DeAndre Hopkins.
Gluttony, bro. It's gluttony, bro.
Yeah, I saw that report. So, yeah.
Real quick though, if I'm the Eagles, I do it. Look, I do it. You know why? Because Quez Watkins can't hold on to the ball, whether when he get it.
I held back on the post.
If he hop in the slot, that'd be dangerous.
So, but it's
the only reason I would like that is for our Madden sim. That's the only reason.
Too late. Yeah, no.
Ain't no too late. Y'all sound
too late. Let's get the sim. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap the sim up so we don't have a chance. Wrap it up.
You know what? I'm glad you said that because if the Ravens get them, same thing. Same
right. Exactly.
Let's wrap this sim up real quick so I don't even got a chance.
But that's just
all speculation though.
I hope it is speculation for AJ Brown because man, you already not the number 1 receiver.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Kevin gonna see this. All right, y'all. That's all we have for y'all today, and we'll see y'all next episode.
Peace.
Turn me up.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.